All right, everyone, it's time for another Next Level Guest Spotlight. You know, we've said before numerous times that the USA Network has a great track record, and their new show premiering this week on Tuesday the 28th is no exception to that as far as we're concerned. Tonight, we're excited. We get to talk to one of the stars of the show. You may know him from shows such as Private Practice, Hot in Cleveland, and most notably as the lead character of Ted Crisp from the ABC show Better Off Ted. But now he can be seen starring alongside Eliza Coupe in what we hope will be USA's newest hit, Benched. Please welcome to the show Mr. Jay Harrington. Jay, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I like that intro, fellas. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We always try and, welcome you as best as we can.
So. Well, I appreciate it. Did I hear a little Philly? Is that where you guys are from?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, just outside.
Yeah. You're in Massachusetts.
Some buddies. I'm a Massachusetts guy, but I got some buddies out here in Los Angeles that are Philly guys, so you sound like you're about to say John.
Or Wooder. Did they say Wooder?
Yeah, Wooder. Yeah, thanks for having me, fellas.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad you can join us tonight. Now, the show actually has been generating a lot of buzz from what we can see, and it's all good. Both Adam and I have been able to watch a few of the episodes early, but for a lot of the other poor souls out there who haven't been able to watch it yet and won't be able to watch it until the show premieres this week, tell us a little bit about the show and your character, Phil.
Yeah, I'm excited for people to see it, and like you said, it's been getting some good buzz, and they put it out online last week, which I at first wasn't sure how that works, and I've seen other shows do that, but all I can really take from it is that they believe in it, they like it, and they want people to get eyes on it any which way nowadays. I don't even know if 5 years ago anybody would have even thought to do that, but it kind of makes sense, and hopefully you get some of those viewers back when it's on, and maybe they might tell someone else, that kind of thing. Word of mouth certainly helps, but it's a great show. One that you guys mentioned Better Off Ted, which I was really lucky to be a part of, and it was really, really strongly written, very funny, very dry, very offbeat humor. And I don't want to say and compare it in any way. It's not that this has that feel, but it has the feel in the sense that it's not cheap laughs. You're gonna get comedy out of situations, which I really respond to in terms of a sitcom. You don't want to just have jokes for the sake of trying to get a laugh in a room. You want to have it be born out of these people that you watch and that you care about. And that's why I think Modern Family does so well. I remember watching the pilot and I thought, I really care about these people, so now they make me laugh. They've earned it. Yeah. And that's what I feel like with Benched. And it's at its core, it's a workplace comedy. It's a great ensemble show. There's no real trick of we're doing some, it's a show about what's this latest trend of this couple-y type thing, or let's follow their path to how they met. It's just a straightforward, workplace comedy. But I think that because of the way it's written and the main character that Eliza Coupe plays goes on such a, she has such a crazy beginning to the show that I think once people watch even the first few minutes, they'll be hooked.
I feel the same way. Like I said, we got to watch a couple of the episodes actually already, and the first couple minutes of the first episode, I was already in. I mean, the opening that she goes through. I found it hysterical.
Yeah, and we've all had those moments. We've all had meltdowns and whatever it is. Or this one happens to be at work, and obviously it's all exaggerated because it's a TV show. But it's not. Yeah, when I read it, I thought this is hilarious. I didn't think this is silly or this is broad. It was like I've been there. I might have even come close to doing all those things. Or the better part is, kind of stuff that you wish you could do. Yeah. When you watch it, it's like, man, I wish I had done that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, we all kind of wish we could throw a tirade like that.
Yeah, and flip off the people and give them a couple F-bombs as you walk out. But that's what was so great. And Michaela Watkins and Damon, when they created the show, it was something that they had both been in Growlings, and Michaela had done a skit where she tells a boss to fuck off and can't. She wanted to use all of the doors that the stage had. I think there were 4 doors. And that's where the skit was. He's like, I want to use all of the doors. So it was, F you, this place sucks, and then go in, that door's a closet. And then this one's locked. And then, so that was what was born out, the show was born out of that, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the show's about public defense, which, you kind of figure out after the first little tirade. Were you guys or any of the cast allowed to sit in on a few trials or court cases or anything like that to prepare for the show?
Some of the writers did. We had a couple come by that were friends of friends.
Okay.
Which we just got to hear stories. But, I mean, in terms of going for research or anything, I mean, once we started making the show, there was no time for that. Because you're working a lot, and
right.
But I've full disclosure, I've been in court before.
That was going to be my next question. Do you have any personal experiences?
I may or may not have had a speeding ticket back in college that I forgot to pay, and then had another speeding ticket that the guy said, "Could you step out of the car?" And I said, "Oh, excuse me, what did I do?" And I just had to go and pay a thing, but I had to sit in court for just to wait for the process, and it was a few hours of just sitting there waiting for them to call. And of course, I've been to traffic court. I mean, it's just that it is what you think of it as. It's our government's sort of democracy, and everyone gets a fair shake. But the reality is, there's so much going on, and there are so many cases that. My character, Phil, he's kind of realized years ago, you can't beat it. So just, relax and have a drink. Take a load off because you're not going to win.
Yeah. I got to say, I had jury duty a couple months ago over the summer, and I wish I ran into people like Eliza's character, Nina, or your character, Phil, because it would have made it much more interesting of a day.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I learned, too, is that prosecutors and defense attorneys are much more, they're peers. There's not so much of a competition between them. They kind of all hash out stuff over, a burger or a cup of coffee outside. They'll go through all right, what do we got? We get this? All right, go. I'll give you that. Give you that. It's almost like they just wheel and deal. And people do get lost in the system. But, we do have episodes where it will address it's not feel-good moments. We're not trying to tickle the emotional chords with this show necessarily, but some of these stories, as ridiculous as they can be, Nina's character is trying to do the right thing and get ahead. And that's what's fun about it, is that I'm starting to see, she may be making me want to be a better, just all-around guy and maybe work a little harder, and certainly, her ex-fiance, who Carter McIntyre plays, Trent, I mean, he just pisses me off just because he's got it all going on, and he's got the Ted Crisp suit is what he's got going.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned earlier too, like the ensemble cast. The cast in the show, to me, is just fantastic. I mean, you have Eliza Coupe, who's heading the show with you alongside. You have people like Oscar Nunez from The Office, Maria Bamford, Jolene Purdy. Jack McGee, Fred Melamed, whose character as the judge I absolutely love.
Yeah, he's great, and he'll be there a few times throughout, which is really nice. We worked, he did a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, I mean, with a supporting cast like that, it has to be fun just to be on set. Even as you're producing the show.
Absolutely. I mean, I've never. I get to wake up and you got to be there, start work at 7 a.m. Never have I had to feel like, oh my God, I have to go work, and especially with this show. I mean, I'm lucky to get to do what I love, but you get there, the material is good, the guest cast that comes through are fun, the directors are fun, the writers are there, the crew, we had a great crew, mostly, a lot of them are from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They did after they did that, so they knew what they were doing. So the vibe is very loose. Eliza makes it even looser because she's a wild card. I mean, she's got the mouth of a trucker. So we have a blast. And Oscar, he's like, follow me. I've done this before. I've sat at a desk with a computer. I know what I'm doing.
Well, at least when he has a computer
Maria
that works.
Is hilarious. Yeah, well, we haven't got that far. He said it took them a little while to get internet.
Well, how far into production are you guys? Like, and also how many episodes are going to be for the
We
season?
did all of them. We did 12 episodes.
Okay, cool. Well, obviously with all your experience in comedies, like Bennett mentioned with Better Off Ted and Hot in Cleveland, American Reunion, I think you're in as well.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important ingredient in making something like a comedy successful and not making it just comedy?
I think that it goes back to what I said earlier. If you don't have a strong idea of who your character is, and if other people don't, if from the top down it's not clear of what you are, then jokes can seem empty, and that's why pilots for comedy is very tough. For them to get made and then to go on, and they get ripped apart for the most part. Anytime that it takes a while for things to find, because you're welcoming somebody in your living room as opposed to, investing and going out to the movie theater. So people can be a little critical, but I think it always gets back to, from the second I started reading this one, I knew exactly who Phil was. I knew that he was what all of the things he could have been and might have been and what he is now. So any joke that's there and written or any funny moment, it's just organic. I don't have to put much. And the same was true with Ted. Like, from the first time you meet him, you realize he's the guy who's the moral compass of his life, and he's got a daughter, and he's going to do right, and he's surrounded by the craziness. And so I always look for, in comedy, if the characters are strong and it's and the story makes sense and it's well written, that's what I would say to Damon and to Michaela. Like, just what you guys, all of the writers put forth, it's so good. It's so subtle and just fun. There's going to be crazy moments where you saw when she gets the hooked and booked episode.
Yeah.
That's crazy stuff, but it's all, comes from a reality of her trying to fit in with the guys in the office, and we kind of pull a joke on her, and it snowballs from there. But it's not just it's not for the sake of being wacky,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I was a fan of Better Off Ted, and I know I got to see a couple episodes of Happy Endings, which is where Eliza Coupe comes from, before this. And I'm always happy anytime a show ends. Well, I'm disappointed when a show ends, but I'm always happy when I see the actors such as yourself, take on another project that I'm a fan of as well. And I'm definitely a fan of this. And I know one of my favorite things about your character, Phil, is he's very sarcastic in nature. And I'm curious, how much of yourself do you put into the character Phil when it comes to his sarcasm, or are you just not really that sarcastic of a person in real life?
No, I really am, and I had a lot of fun because I don't normally get the opportunity to play this kind of guy. It's usually a lot more of the Ted type, the guy, the clean cut, the doctors on Private Practice or in Desperate Housewives, guys that are, put together. So it was fun to sort of be more myself, with, just kind of having a whatever attitude about things. I've never been able to be that sort of loose, in a character. But it was a challenge at the same time because it's not completely who I am. I mean, I'm not that rough around the edges. But what was funny is, after about 10 episodes, it took me that long to figure out that up until action, Eliza Coupe in real life is much more like Phil, and me, I am much more in real life like Nina Whitley. I am, when it comes to work and being on set and sort of, she can let it loose and play, and she's got a lot of improv background. I'm much more structured from theater training and stuff, so it would almost be like, and action, we both had to completely reverse our roles and become the opposites of what we really are. So after a while, we kind of looked at each other and went, you realize that you are Phil in real life. And she's like, yeah, and you're Nina.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So, but we had a great working relationship, and I was a big fan of Happy Endings myself. And I remember her from Scrubs. I mean, if you remember Scrubs, 2.0 or whatever it was, Better Off Ted lead-in. So I would watch that because I would hope that it would get big numbers, which it did not.
Yeah.
But that's how I first knew who she was from that. And she's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, and you had mentioned Modern Family earlier too, and I believe they're your lead-in. They're one of your lead-ins on Tuesday night, correct?
No. There will be a block of them on USA, but it's actually Chris Lee Knows Best.
Okay.
Will be our lead-in, and they've had a strong start to their season. In fact, they were recently picked up for a third season. So a lot of people like that show and watch it, and I've watched it, and they're very funny. It's obviously not scripted, but it's a very likable, fun show, and a lot of people watch. So I hope that they stick around and check us out too.
Well, yeah, like Bennett mentioned, I mean, USA just recently has been doing really well. I know last I guess it was in the spring, we got to talk to Kevin Bigley from Sirens, which is another USA comedy. It got picked up for a second season. So I think you guys are in good hands, and Ben and I can both agree. Obviously, we are both sarcastic in nature as well, so we that's probably part of why we like it so much. But like you said,
good.
I mean, it's very natural.
It's not, that's what I like it too. It's not mean-spirited. It's not, everything sucks. It's just kind of like, look, it's what it is.
It's fun.
It's a broken system. Yeah.
Yeah. I know we're running short on time, and we're running towards the end of our interview, but just one more question I had for you, too, is, and you came from...
Is it about fantasy football?
Adam would be your guest. Adam would be your best bet with that one.
And I would be your worst. I'm on my fourth in a row losing game. Yeah.
We actually...
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
We actually have a weekly fantasy football podcast on our very Next Level Radio program.
That's why I brought it up.
Oh, so you've looked into us as well.
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome. But I wanted to go. You came from Better Off Ted, and Eliza Coupe came from Happy Endings. Any chance you mentioned the guest stars that come through? Any chance of any reunions from either of those shows?
I will say that we. That is not something that we didn't think of and try for. A lot of times it's about availability. And we were close on both, a friend of hers and a friend of mine. But what we're hoping for is, we didn't have enough. It was the time, it was the amount of episodes we did, and it was just the nature of what characters were, existed to have people come by.
Yeah.
But it's certainly something that we talked about since, and, we hope for a little success as we start, and then a quick pickup, and then we can get back to work and have
fingers crossed for some crossed for some reunions in season 2.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, we like to end our interviews with what we call our rapid fire rounds. Basically, all that is Adam's just going to throw a couple questions your way. They're very simple. You don't have to go into too much detail. Just answer first thing that comes to your head.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I don't know. I feel a little exposed now. We do a fantasy football podcast. I think you're the first guest we've had that actually did research on us.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta know who I'm about to talk with. I don't want to get slammed.
Well, the fact that you're still talking to us after looking into us, I guess says something.
All right. So the first one is: if you weren't an actor, what profession would you want to do?
National Hockey League player.
Nice.
Pacific team, I guess, probably the Bruins?
The Boston Bruins, yeah.
Okay. Second one, what was your favorite band growing up?
Favorite band growing up? It is, let's say younger, but the Monkees.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like the Monkees.
I'm still a fan of the Monkees.
I used to come home from school and watch that show.
Yeah. Now, they
I was
were
watching...
a band from a show, right? Not a show from a band?
Yeah, they were created, but they went on to do their own stuff. But it was, I remember coming home from school at like 2:30. Or 3 o'clock. It was on syndication, and I just got hooked.
Yeah, I think I'm only 20. I keep forgetting my age. I'm 27, but even I remember watching it when I was younger.
That's not the next question. How old are you?
No, we avoid that. Last one. If you could visit any place that you've never been to, where would you go?
Dubai.
Well, that's a good one. I've never been there.
I just said that because I just was reading about something earlier. this morning, and I thought, what a weird place. That would be an interesting place to go. But I don't have $40 million, so I probably never will.
Yeah, I heard it's expensive, even just to stay like in a hut in Dubai. I heard it's expensive.
Yeah, I think. So. I mean, the place was only built like 10 years ago, and they made it out of gold. So I mean, I think you got to be. It's a different tax bracket.
Yeah, definitely.
That's an understatement.
Quick side note before we leave you too. I found this out too when we were doing our research on you. You and I actually have something sort of in common. Your birthday is actually the day before mine. So
oh, really?
Coming
look
up
at that.
Coming up next month.
Coming up next month. That's right.
Yeah.
So you are the 16th.
I am the 16th.
Well, happy early birthday to you then.
And same to you.
Oh, my mom's the 18th. So close.
We are. That's a good time of year. Not too much before Christmas. Not it's good.
No, we still get gifts for both. They're not too close together.
That's right.
Well,
good. Or if we remember.
Yeah. Well,
You'll see. When you get older, you forget.
I forget now, and I'm not even that much older. We're definitely going to send people to check out Benched. It's going to be on the USA Network, premiering this Tuesday, the 28th at 10:30. With like you said, a lead-in at 10 o'clock by Chris Lee Knows Best. We definitely want to encourage people to follow you on Twitter as well at Jay Harrington 3. Correct?
That's correct.
So we'll send people.
Can't promise comedy gold on Twitter, but I tried.
Are you on Facebook or anything else like that, or just Twitter?
I've never been on Facebook in my life. I've never even been on it. I've never checked it. I don't. It's not. I know that's a long no, but no, I'm not.
You might be better off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I think I am.
It's a deep hole to fall in sometimes.
Yeah, I don't care that much about other people's stuff anyway, so I don't need to,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the rest of this first season, and already fingers crossed for a second. So we wish you the best of luck, and thank you for joining us tonight.
All right, Adam and Ben, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks,
Good luck with your fantasy team. Mine's terrible.
So, all right, join us next time for another guest spotlight. In the meantime, check us out, nextlevelradioonline.com, and follow us on Twitter at NXT Level Radio. Take care.